sat down with Paul Ogola back in Nairobi, Kenya, and he shared with me his advice to upcoming artists, his entire journey on how it all started, and his breakthrough moments besides his personal life. Take a look.
Nobody, no matter how rich or how powerful you are, no one is above the law.
He has co-starred in 2 Netflix original series created and directed by the makers of the Matrix trilogy and Matrix 4, Sense 8 Season 1 and 2 as Jella, Sacred Games Season 2 as Eriko. Also co-starred in the Fipresci award-winning film Katikati, starred in an African Union Foundation award-winning film Stories of Our Lives 2014, co-starred in the Kenyan entry for the Best Foreign Language Oscar at the 85th Academy Awards Nairobi Half-Life, and now a juror in the 50th International Emmy Awards 2022.
Yep. Yeah, I'm here. Hey.
Oh my God.
Persil.
Gosh, good to see you.
Good to see you too. You're looking nice.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Good to see
I'm
you too.
so happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Wait for you to tell me
Let's have
everything.
it.
Congratulations.
I'll tell you everything.
How do you feel?
Amazing.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
happy.
Oh my gosh. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. You're welcome. I'm so happy to have you today.
Thank you
Guess
so
what?
much for hosting me.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So my interest is basically on what just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was such a huge honor to be nominated to be in the Emmy Awards. Yeah.
Juror.
Yeah,
Yes.
to be a jury in the Emmy Awards. How did that happen?
Well, I just got this communication from one of the workers from the Africa channel, because they were the hosts in Africa. So he pretty much went on Google and searched for top actors in Africa, and Google, being a very good friend, we are buddies with Google.
Is
so
Google a best friend,
Oh
or you're
my
just
goodness.
very smart for Google? You.
Let me not toot my horn, but
Yes.
I'm like, let me count it on the best friends I have with Google. So
Yes.
it pretty much directed him on where to find me, and he shot me that message, and it was so surreal for me, and I was like, wow, so it's real.
How
It
did that
is-
make you feel?
It was, first of all, I asked, when he sent me that message, I asked, is this
So was
real?
it like a phone message? Was
It was a
an email?
LinkedIn message.
I see.
Yeah, and he told me this, and I was like, is this real? Because of, scam.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah, it's for real. And from that day going forward, every message just revealed that, you know what, this is it, this is it, this is it. It's you, and we need you. So yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank
So
you so
as a jury, what is your role?
Well, it's to judge other, for this particular call, it was for judging, it was semi-finals for judging best actors for the international Emmys.
Yeah.
So I'm not allowed to say which shows or where they were from that we judged, but they are shows that you pretty much watch them in this continent, or they are of this continent or other continents, but they were given to us to judge actors' performances. And yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Let me ask you,
Yes.
from your own personal point of view,
Yeah.
what do you think made that guy pick you specifically to be a jury, despite the fact that you have so many other actors in Kenya, or rather in Africa?
Your body of work, how long you've been in the television business, and as an actor, as an executive, as a business person, how long have you invested in the television business? So the list is 5 years, and if you have this experience, then that you've satisfied that criteria. So they look at you might be considered, and then of course on top of that, there's everything else that you've done on TV, and even just your, like I said, body of work. So that pretty much is what settled the whole consideration discussion.
Do they sponsor your tickets? Do they take care of your
Accommodation.
your
and all that.
accommodation? You take care of your
No, that
facilitation?
it's pretty much self-sponsored. And now that I rendered my service to the International Academy of Television Arts and Science, they gave me subsidized, prizes for the ticket of the gala, of the Emmys gala. So instead of me buying it at $1,500, I have subsidized price, and so that I have to pay for it. And for my accommodation, I have to pay for my accommodation. And of course, I get subsidized accommodation prices with a certain code that they've already sent me. So all this is pretty much me, taking care of my trip. And that's where you are employed as a thinking human being, or just a thinking business person, or a thinking artist who wants to just
look at the broader picture.
Yes,
yeah.
You need to look at it as an investment, and how can you use this information to reach out to partners and sponsors to see how they can you can partner with them. For example, for me, I have this opportunity. I've been invited. I have the official invitation letter, and they've given me all these codes where I'm getting subsidized prices for the accommodation and the ticket, which again they've added me 2 complimentary tickets that would see me and my 2 friends attend the Emmy Awards.
Your boys say you're the best in the business? Is it just the car you're after?
Yes.
Occupant?
Whatever.
So Paul,
Yes.
people are seeing this that you've been able to achieve. Tell me about where it all started for you.
Well, it started, not really started, but the professional phase started in 2008 at a church in Jericho, St. Philip's Church, with a church acting group called Galaxy Players. I started acting in church, professionally, and in 2008 I kept on auditioning and just trying to expand my skills, and it got me 3 years later, after 2008, it got me to Heartstrings Kenya. By then, Churchill was one of the partners at Heartstrings Entertainment, and Victor Bear and Sam Mwangi got an opportunity to work there. I did my thing and met friends who gave my number to the person who was auditioning for Nairobi Half Life, and I went for the auditions, got Nairobi Half Life, and then after 2 years of silence, nothing happening, I quit acting because I had to pay bills, and nothing was coming my way. So I dropped out of the industry, and then the Wachowskis found me through Sense8, and they told Nini Washira, who is the casting director for Sense8, Netflix's Sense8, to look for me and come and audition for the particular role that I played, which was Jella. And then she found me as an editor, a video editor at Protel Studios, editing a show called Hapakule News. I'm pretty sure this channel knows it.
A Kenyan.
Yeah, so I was editing Hapakule News, and then after that, went back to acting. I performed on Sense8 in 2014, and then continued with acting all the way. Sense8 season 2, which came in 2016, and then of course other opportunities arose.
Where were you born? Where were you raised?
I was born in Nairobi, Pumwani Hospital, and raised in Jericho for until I was 4 years, and then we went to Shago, Siaya,
yes.
yeah. And that's pretty much where I did my primary school and my high school too, in Bondo, just close to Jaramogi Odinga's home. That's where I went to high school called Akoko Mixed High School, and that's where I pretty much now grew the love for acting, because that's when it became
in secondary school.
In secondary school, yeah. Because that's where acting, I came to know acting for what it is. before I was just dancing, performing
Enjoying,
these, traditional dances, these traditional festivals and music festivals in primary school. But now in high school, I found a drama club, and that's when I joined them, and I knew very well what I was going to do after I'm done with my KCSE and where I was going to start from.
Tell me where you started from after your KCSE.
After KCSE, I came straight to Nairobi, knowing very well I was going to Jericho, St. Philip's Church, and joining Galaxy, and I knew them through a script that we performed in high school.
As an individual going through that experience, what was your dream then?
When in each and every level that of my career or as an artist, I had the next big thing being my objective or my dream, such that when I was at Galaxy, Heartstrings was the next big thing that I had to, I have to be there. And then after Heartstrings, the next thing was like, now I have to be on TV. And then Nairobi Half-Life happened. No, Nairobi Half-Life has made a lot of noise internationally. Now I want to be on an international platform.
Netflix, and you are on Netflix.
Yes, so now I'm on now that I'm on Netflix, what's the next big thing? There's a picture of when I was in California, Hollywood, where we were doing post-production for Sense8 Season 2.
Yes.
And there's a glass where Warner Bros. Studios, we were doing the post-production on Warner Bros. Studios. And there's this glass cabinet with so many Emmy Awards statues.
Yes.
And I remember I took a photo of me pointing at one of the Emmys statue. So the thought of me, the thought in my head was that one day,
you want to be nominated for an Emmy?
Yeah. And or at least let our show Sense8 be nominated for an Emmy. It did.
We see so many other people having, dreams and aspirations, and most of these people, they have somebody they look up to as a role model. Do you have that kind of a thing in your life?
Oh, man, my kind of role models are very unconventional. First of all, in terms of prayers, I look at my grandmother, my late grandmother. In terms of performance, I have a lot of people that I look at. I look at James Spader. I look at the cliche Denzel. I look at the Daniel Day-Lewis of the world. I look there. It's almost some of the people that all of us, just look up to, and I can't pinpoint to this one person because it's a collective of great energies out there, and pretty much one person I always count on is myself. After seeing all these people, the biggest question comes back to one person, me.
You can't charge her with murder.
What did you have me do? She has her whole life ahead of her.
I understand you're also a director and a writer. So when you're not acting, besides the two, what are you doing?
Well, I wouldn't call myself a writer or director just by the mere fact that I've attempted to make 2 movies. I wrote and directed those 2, and what I do is I try and create. If I can't create something for people, I create something for myself. Create my profile, and just keep on improving my skills and share the skills that I've acquired with young people, or even actors that I meet in these corridors of creation. So I pretty much share and try as much as possible to just improve my skills.
Perhaps as we prepare, you could just rise up and you give me your experience. Tell me about your most memorable experience on set.
Well, that has to be when we were shooting the Sense8 ambush scene in Isili, when Cafius was being ambushed by the super gang. And this particular day, after we shot this scene, we went for lunch. And then I never knew that the Wachowskis had landed in Kenya, and they're on set, but now where the reception was. So we went, served up my lunch, and when we were done, now we were going back on set. Tom Tikva, who was the director of that particular scene, pretty much told me, Paul, you can come and meet the Wachowskis. And I was like, wait, what? Like, yeah, they're here. So I was walked into the tent where they were, and immediately they recognized me. They were like, "Oh, you are Jella, yeah, Jella. Your performance was more than has beaten more than expectation."
Do you ever have that celebrity you look up to and you'll be like, I can't wait for the day I'll meet this particular person?
James Spader,
Mm-hmm.
The Blacklist, you know,
Is he coming for the Emmys?
I hope so, because I hope so.
I hope they make your dream come true.
I hope so. I really hope so, because you know he's one of the executive producers for the Blacklist, and oh my goodness, that would be something.
My husband, just be courageous.
Just be what?
Courageous.
No. I am not courageous. I am not courageous. Only poor people have courage. You know why, sweetheart? Because they are hopeless. Listen, to wake up in the morning, to plow in a potato field during war times, to bring forth babies. To bring forth babies. With no prospects into this world, to live poor, that needs courage. So I'm not that courageous. Listen, they trudge along uncomplainingly, carrying the emperor's throne and the Pope in his stone cathedral. They stagger, hungry, starving, carrying the thunderous weight of the poor on their stupid broad backs. Is that courage?
Please.
No. Maybe it's courage. But it's perverted courage. You know why? Because that stupid thing they carry on their backs, one day, it will kill them.
Tell me about your relationship status.
Well, I have my fiance. I have a fiance, and Adeline Nemo, and you really need to talk to Adeline Nemo, because unlike me, Adeline has starred in a film that was nominated for the Oscars. Do you know that?
Did you just have to choose within the same industry?
Well, it was, love doesn't choose.
Happened.
Yeah, I mean, she was just this beautiful human being that completes me. And I was like, I'm going to move everything on earth to make sure that it works between us. And it did work, and it's still working, and we're still working on it. And we've gotten the best of ourselves through each other, and I wouldn't do it with anybody else.
I hope she's accompanying you to the Emmys, is she?
Again, it's a wish that I would have, that should accompany me, because if I was elsewhere, of course, that would be easy. Yes, I have to compliment. Geez, we're going together. Mm-hmm. But now here we have to talk about the visa, which is a whole story with the embassy. We have to talk about the logistics.
Shelve that visa thing, because I was about to come back to that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I didn't mention it.
Yeah. No, you did mention it, but I'm about to ask you. Do you think also resources can be a limitation to one person, achieving their dreams?
Can.
Could
it is.
Be, might be.
It is. Resources is one of the main things that you have to consider when you're making such kind of steps. Because right now, as I'm speaking to you, I am struggling to fund, number one, to reach out to the embassy to consider this particular call, just to expedite my request to get a visa.
Give me an overview about your family.
My goodness.
Are you the only child?
No, I'm the fourth born of 7.
Yes.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm the fourth born of 7, and my mom and my dad still alive. My hero is always my mom, and always my angel, my grandmother, my late grandmother, my late grandfather, because those are the people who taught me. Thank you. Those are the people who taught me life and how to be in life, how to be something in life. I really pay a lot of tribute to them, and my entire family, for always supporting and praying for me. And of course, friends who become very close to me, who become father figures in my life, or even big brothers, big sisters, and some of the ladies who've been, a very good friend of mine, and some of the people nobody always gives, pay homage to people who cast you, or said you will amount to
The
nothing.
casting directors and whatever, yeah.
No, the people who tell you that you will never amount to anything. Those people always bless you.
Yes.
That they never know.
Oh, yes.
And you need all that. Let me call them haters. You really need these people, and I really thank them because they are there, and they're still there today. And
when should we expect the wedding bells?
Well, I'm waiting for you to pay me.
That is like the best answer of all time.
When are you paying me? I'm like, because my wedding, my wedding with all people, I have to pay. Camera people, I have to pay.
I know.
Even bishops these days, you have to pay them. You have to pay for churches as a venue. You have to pay for choir members.
I know, it's expensive.
It is.
But at the end of the day, I usually say it's worth it.
It is worth it.
Yeah.
I know somebody out there will tell me, go to an AG, and I'm like, I should have done that like
it's
10 years ago.
It's a one-time memory.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Hello, and you are Luo.
I'm like, Omera. AG.
Why now? Thank you so much, Paul, for your time. I wish you all the best. And when you're there, network as much as possible.
I will.
Because you're the only Kenyan that will be there representing all of us.
I already have contacts, so the industry players, you need to put me on the game because, I have contacts for you guys. I have contacts for you guys. If you want to be part of the conversation, you better be pretty nice to me now.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Unfortunately, that's all we had for you today. I hope you enjoyed Paul's story. Make sure you join us again next Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Kenyan time, only on KTN News, as we share more stories of people that are making global impact. If you have a story that you'd like to share with us, please write to us through Globe Traktion at standardmedia.co.ke, or you can DM us on our social media platforms at Globe Traktion or at KTN News KE. Remember, like I always say, you can also follow me on my social media platforms on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at Persil Telewa, so that we can have more of behind the scenes together. Until then, hope to catch up with you next week, same time, same place. Bye bye for now.